Hey, good morning everyone. This is Jeetan. In prior video on Friday, we narrated on compute services and public cloud infrastructure. However, when we create services and resources in public cloud environment, we require services that provide networking capabilities as well, like isolation and segmentation, communication between resources across different regions, different network zones, communication between on-premise and cloud resources, traffic filtering and traffic routing, and load balancing capabilities, and also distribution of content, static content across the locations in network infrastructure. Some of these services that provide these capabilities in Azure environment are Azure Virtual Networks, Azure Load Balancer, Azure DNS, routing tables, VPN gateways, application gateways, and CDN networks. Now, with Azure Virtual Network, you can create your own virtual network layer in a specific region that with an IP range. Now, within a virtual network, you can create different subnets to manage to allocate the IPs as per your requirements, and also group the network resources. When you have different subnets, you can use network security groups and application security groups to apply firewall rules to allow and restrict traffic from internet or specific IP ranges as per the requirements of your infrastructure. One can use load balancer to distribute traffic across different resources and create different network topologies that provides benefits as per the requirements. For example, you can create VMs in a different availability zone and use a load balancer to route the traffic to improve the availability of VMs. As such, VMs Azure infrastructure provides 3 nines of availability for a VM, but if you have VMs in different AZs and using a load balancer to route the traffic, you are increasing the availability to 4 nines. Similarly, you can have a web tier and a data tier, and you can have an external load balancer which has an open port AD to allow the internet traffic to enter the network in the web tier. But with data tier, you can have an internal load balancer which will only accept the traffic from the web tier and restrict any other traffic from the internet. So these kind of network topologies can be created using different networking services. Also, when you want to connect on-premise resources to cloud resources, you can create a VPN gateway that will create a secure tunnel through which the traffic between the corporate data center and the cloud resources can be encrypted and secured in the VPN layer, in the network layer. Also, as virtual networks are regional resources, so if you have a multi-region infrastructure, you probably will have more than one virtual network, and to connect resources within across different subnets within the virtual network, you can use VPN gateway. Now, when you have services, web applications deployed as app services, you will probably switch to application gateway, which provide certain more capabilities which are more suited to web traffic. For example, session affinity, URL routing, etc. Also, when you create web applications, there is static content which gets downloaded to user machine, and if the web application is deployed in a region that is quite far from the user who is accessing that web application, he or she can have latency in accessing the web application, and that will deteriorate the user experience. So for that, there are content delivery networks, so you can push the static content of the web app through content delivery network, which will push the content to several point of presence locations, and will make sure that, and the cloud infrastructure will make sure that the user get the content from the location that is nearest to that is the nearest to the user, and that way the user experience will not deteriorate. So in a nutshell, there are networking services which allow your network team to create different network topologies and manage and monitor traffic as per their requirements and business needs in the cloud infrastructure. And that's about it for today. Thanks for listening.